Start streaming. I pressed the button that said start streaming. So I started streaming, I think. I'm going to post online, post on Blue Sky, um, posting on Blue Sky somehow. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what's going on. The good news is my brain is so fried today. Um, Posting. I didn't even bring up my air horn noise. So presumably I am streaming. Let me actually go take a look in the Twitch app. Twitch app? I'm live. Okay, I am live. So Twitch app, Blue Sky app, my profile. You go to my profile and I'm going to say live now, live now. And I'm going to go on to Twitter, which I shouldn't go on to anymore, but I'm on there right now and I am going to post live now there too. And walking everyone through that. New Time Squad, Beachatron, Home Team Game Dev. Oh my God, summer officially starts now. That's right. These are, thank you for reskeeting. These are like and reskeet. We are in summer mode. It feels a little bit more relaxed. It feels also good news. Gamers, welcome gamers. Gamers, hello. We're all gamers here, but in the good way, not the pejorative. It's summertime. My kids are in summer camp, day camp on the east west coast. It's time for some manual labor. Thank you, Harris. Yes, it is. My kids are on West Coast summer camp, which means basically just they go to school, but there's not a lot of books, and they're there right now, and the days are much shorter. So instead of dropping them off at 8:15, I'm dropping them off at 9, and as such, I'm doing this during the day. But it is a warm day outside, and what better to do on a warm summer day than get some good reading in? So. We are all gamers affectionate here, as also Good News points out, and it's super exciting to see folks come in. This is really neat. Thank you for doing this. Thanks for coming on a weird new schedule day. If this time seems like it's a um, no good in some capacity, just let me know. And I'm super open to other days, other things like that. It's all just slotting things in and work and kiddos. So I'm going to take a big breath. Do what works for you, says Home Team Game Dev. I appreciate that. I would love to. I should live by that motto. That's what I'm going to do. Everything is about me now. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. Doing OBS. I have some new technical McMahon. Welcome. Yo. This is great. This is the stream chat is going. This is fun. I'm going to show you some manuals today. I have two of them. I've forgotten their names. I have Blast Core and I have Stranglehold. They are both two of my all-time favorites, and I am so grateful that they were made. I'm so grateful to the people who made them because these games are so sick. So yeah, AM squad, PM squad. I got like noon squad over here on the West Coast. Um, we'll go ahead and read some manuals and see where that gets us on time. I actually think that the manual for Stranglehold is pretty substantial. I also got some manuals coming in the mail today because now I officially have a manual purchasing problem. But importantly, I'm not buying expensive manuals. I'm buying the cheapest ones I can find, and those are always the best ones. I want them beat up. I want the little label from a video store on them. That's the good stuff. So we got two. Ugh. I didn't think this through. I took the picture for these manuals yesterday and then I left them on the machine. We have Blast Core and we have Stranglehold. I'm going to tell you something about Stranglehold, and we'll read Blastcore first, but I'm going to tell you something about Stranglehold. Um, I didn't have an Xbox 360 of my own for quite some time. I lived with my friend from high school, and he had an Xbox 360 from like day one. Just played on there. Was like, this is cool. This is fantastic. I was in a little bit of a dip in my video gaming times as a gamer, affectionate. I was a little bit more casual. And then I left, moved out, and moved to LA for a little bit and was like, you know what, I should get a system, but maybe not. And then I played Stranglehold. And this was the game that convinced me to get my own Xbox 360. So I got my own Xbox 360 when I moved to LA, specifically to play Stranglehold, and I was not disappointed. So we'll get to that. But first, I want to show you a thing I learned how to do. So check this out. Did that work? Did that work? Am I on the new screen now? I did a new screen. So like I could do this and I can do this. This is what I was gonna do. I was gonna do this and I was gonna go, oh hi, I didn't see you there. Just reading my just do, oh hi, I didn't see you there. And then I can start reading. So I didn't see you there. We got sick transitions. This is the power of OBS, I'm learning. Oh, hold on. Yep, it's a good suggestion. Hold up the manual in the spot where it's going to appear. Check this out. Oh yeah, I should do this, and then I go here, and I'm like, oh, how cool is that? Whoop. Yeah, there we go. We got some extreme graphics on the show now. So I hope you enjoy the graphics. There's more to come. Not to spoil the future. But yeah, these are this is the future. This is the future of graphics. And the future of graphics also include this really cool image on the cover of Blastcore. I'm going to keep doing that. And this is a game that's absolutely wonderful. Out of Rare, was this Rare's first N64 game? I don't quite know, but I will say it's one of the first N64 games I ever played, and I was so immediately taken by the music and just the vibes. And to this day, if someone ever says "time to get moving," I am jumping into the song right away. Time to get moving. So we're going to read a little bit about the story. I think the story might be fairly self-explanatory based on the image that we see here. I think it's going to involve cool action and exciting movements in cars. Um, I want to make one more call out real quick to the good folks at Flashback 64. Great podcast, great group of folks. Gui and McKenna, they had read out some Blastcore stuff a few months ago on the stream when they were playing with it. And I was like, I got to read this manual. I got to get into this. So this is not a wholly original work. I am following in their footsteps. So thank you to those folks. If you're watching, and if you're not, thank you anyway. The story. Are you guys ready for the story? I kind of just want to look at the pictures, but that's not going to make a great stream. The story. Blast Corps, leaders in the field of heavy duty demolition through a combination of skill, experience, and cutting edge technology. Since its birth, the company has applied its unique talents to the problem of urban decay, renovating and revitalizing cities from one end of the country to the other. So, off the bat, the Blast Corps have real bad politics, real troubling politics here. It's just a urban renewal by force team. I did not know. Maybe we're playing as the villain in this game. So yeah, I'm ready. We're ready. A far cry from the senseless warfare amidst what? Oh, a far cry from the senseless warfare amidst which the seeds of the project were sown in the heavy vehicle development bay at the military base called Rafters. While demonstrating a great natural flair, the founding members of the team, Amber, Clark, Wesley, and Spike, were never happy with the ultimate purpose of their machines. So, when Wesley was cruelly rejected following the field accident that left him disabled, his friends finally rebelled and led the infamous Rafters walkout. Blast Corps came into being soon after that. That was 5 years ago. But now, in the present day, world peace is shattered as mankind faces crises on a worldwide scale. The military home team game dev says, yes, that was the phrase I was trying to remember. The militarized imminent domain squad. Eminent domain squad. The militarized eminent domain squad. A pair of defective nuclear missiles en route to a safe detonation site have begun to leak. Badly damaged, the carrier automatically locks onto the most direct route. Bad memories resurface from the Blast Corps team when, Summoned to their nation's defense, they find out where the warheads originated, a certain nearby military base. Welcome, Gamism. It just rolls off the tongue. The mids, the mids. The, the militarized imminent domain squad, the mids. The flood. I've lost my place because I'm too excited. The flood of radiation prevents anyone from getting close to the runaway carrier, and people in the know fear that even the slightest jolt could trigger a catastrophic explosion. Standing as the world's final hope, Blast Corps must clear the way to Ground Zero, gather a team of 6 elite scientists, and ultimately counter the threat of nuclear winter. Bum bum bum. So they give you a number of, I would say, somewhat functional trucks and cars to use to stop this situation. I think it's cool that you have Ram Dozer. They don't give you story, they don't give you character bios for the cars, unfortunately. You do get cool 3D models though. Um, but you do get Ram Dozer. You do get Backlash. Ram Dozer is just a what's it called? Bulldozer, I guess. Ram dozer, probably a bulldozer. I'm guessing. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why I'm having trouble with some of my words today. Flashback 64 is here. We just gave you a shout out for being the thing that inspired me, the group that inspired me, the folks who inspired me to read the Blast Core manual. We also have Backlash. Backlash is a pickup kind of a thing. Skyfall is a fun little buggy who likes to jump from the sky and land. And then you have Thunderfist. So you have like a bunch of just kind of normal-ish cars and trucks, and then huge robots. You can press the A button to somersault. You can also press the B button to somersault when you're running with him. You've got the Cyclone suit, who can tumble while running, so he's sort of like a gymnast. And then J Bomb, who activates jets with the A button and presses the B button to stomp. You got Ballista and Sideswipe as well. Move forward, move backwards. Yep, Ballista, I think shoots guns. Feels like that would be a useful one. And then Sideswipe, who's the long guy who kind of shoots these little things out of the side, is my memory of it. And he can sort of blow things up, he or she. Race cars and van, and a police car. These are the other cars in the game. I was hoping for a little bit of flavor text over here, but that's okay because we have the train. Who doesn't love getting into the train in this game? Anytime you have to do the train, I am at my most stressed out. This is maybe the most stressful game I've ever played in my life. I will admit. I love it. I've never beaten it. I've never beaten it. I'm extremely bad at it. You got the platform crane, and all of these come with good, very clear directions about how the control works. So that's kind of exciting. Oh, they got the world screen. Green circles mean you've not found all the communication points. Information screen shows you the number and percent of buildings destroyed, and the view stat screen, the number and percent of buildings destroyed. So you get a lot of interesting things to do there. Rank and promotion. You'll receive periodic promotions depending on the number and type of commendations you earn. You can earn gold, silver, and bronze commendations. A gold commendation is worth 3 rank points, silver is worth 2, and bronze 1. One gold commendation is given per level for path clearance. The second requires all survivors, RDUs, and total destruction. When you've earned 12 rank points, you will receive a Blast Corps promotion. There are 31 different Blast Corps ranks. Here's a list of the first 10. For a group of friends who were just sort of doing this, seemingly like moonlighting to stop this nuclear truck, they have a pretty clearly defined hierarchy. Rookie wrecker, trained crusher, experienced ravager, decorated damager, professional raiser, expert destroyer, gifted ruiner, accomplished conqueror, master despoiler, demolition fanatic. Tag yourself. I am the master despoiler. Does anybody here want to be the gifted ruiner or the decorated damager? We could do stream. We could do Twitch rewards where everybody gets their own name. So Yeah, pretty cool. That's it. They only give us 10. You have to find the other 30. No, the other 20. Yeah, you have to find 21 more. Hey, I saw the follow the other day. Thank you, Pornmaker69, for joining. I appreciate this. Thank you for coming. We just read a number of interesting components from the Blast Core manual, and I've decided that I am going to stick with Master Despoiler. That is where I want to land if I ever join the Blast Corps. Home team game dev is Demolition Fanatic. Feel free to call out what you want in there. This is a very exciting time that we can give each other whatever appellations we wish. So yeah, that is the game. It tells you a little bit about copying of any Nintendo game. Actually, I'll tell you this right now. Copying of any Nintendo game is illegal and is strictly prohibited by domestic and international copyright laws. Backup or archival copies are not authorized and are not necessary to protect your software. Violators will be prosecuted. So don't do it. All right? Don't do it. Um, to be fair, I see some comments in the chat saying that it's hard to make a decision. I mean, when you have as many good ranks as this, when you have trained crusher or the experienced ravager, it can be hard to make a determination. We don't have to make determinations right now. We've got a little bit of time. I would say, we'll sync up by EOD, and we can determine ranks for everybody involved. So just ping me async. Um, and this is an important business meeting. So ping me. We can work on this async, and we'll circle back. When all these stakeholders are aligned. Sounds good. That was Blastcore. So we got Blastcore down. Blastcore is done, and I love it. Go play it. Um, I really hope that they make a new one. You're gonna be McMahon's gonna be the Razor one. The Razor one was. Sorry, I'm taking extra time here. I just want to. Your professional Razor. So you are the professional Razor. Very cool. Okay, so we got a few locked in. Lock it in. I'm gonna make the sound effect. When I figure out how to do sound effects on here, I'm going to make a lock it in sound effect. I'm gonna have an air horn sound effect for the theme music, and we'll go from there. Okay, that's my tick. That's my tick. When I don't know what else to say, I'm just gonna say we'll go from there. So feel free to call me out and lock it in. That was Blastcore. All right. I am doing this in between meetings, and it'll be really interesting to see where my energy level lies after this one. Next up, that was fun. Thank you. And next up, we have a Stone Cold classic. Hold on. I think I could do this. All right. Here we go. Oh, oh, I didn't see you there. I didn't see you there. Hi, welcome. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Um, the McMahon, yes, keep an eye out for Blastcore at the used shop. I think the game by itself is not so expensive, so it is worth grabbing. It's also on Nintendo Switch e Internet uh, collection, the Nintendo Switch Internet collection, where you can play the games, pretty easily. That's for Blastcore. For Stranglehold, yes, it is on. It is on GOG. It is on GOG, and you can find it. If you still have a 360 or something, you can find this in stores for not a whole ton of cash. I want to say like $10 or so, less maybe for the game loose, and it is well worth it. It's fantastic. It is not available for digital download on Xbox or on the PlayStation Network, but you can in fact find it for pretty cheap otherwise. And again, I would say it is absolutely worth it. It is a continuation. It is a brand new story from John Woo, and we'll read a little bit about it right now. The back of it's pretty cool. I know that the other day I was complaining a little bit about the Xbox showcase for being just Guns the movie, but I think that this game works. It is so fun. The shooting is so good. When you kill a guy in the game, there's like a little like like high pitched noise, and it is so satisfying. It feels so good. You get a combo going, and it gets gradually higher pitched, if I remember correctly. It's so good. Easily, Beachtron says the best dining cart battle simulator on the Xbox 360. There's no question you can go from dining cart to dining cart and just cruise along. It's very surprisingly relaxing. Um, Not so relaxing as the level where you have to fight the helicopter, but it's excellent. Honor is his code. Vengeance is his mission. Bloodshed is his only option. Who hasn't been there? The and then we get quotes from GamePro.com. The game is ripe with more awesomeness than Gears of Wars and Rainbow Six Vegas put together. Spin says it is a fully playable kick-ass action movie. And IGN says Stranglehold takes the slick style of John Woo and turns the knob to 11. You are not going to find any disagreement from me. You get the authentic John Woo experience, intense cinematic gun battles, and the most destructible environments ever created. I think the most destructible environments, both in terms of quantity and how much you can blow them up. Take on the role of Inspector Tequila from John Woo's influential action film Hard Boiled, starring Chow Yun Fat. Engage your enemies with intense cinematic gun battles and cause massive environmental damage in real time or revolutionary slow motion tequila time. Yep, so you can go into tequila time to jump around in slow motion. And it is, I'm going to say this, probably the best slow mo shooting in any game that I've ever played. And there are a lot of wonderful games with wonderful slow mo shooting. But this game always felt to me like what I wanted Max Payne to feel like. Just this is so smooth. It's so smooth and so fast. Um, I don't think Home Team Game Dev asks, has Red Faction 1 come out yet? I don't know. But um, but yes, the most destructible environments ever created. The developers of this game did not ever meet Mother Earth. That's commentary. That's commentary on environmental issues. Um, I'm glad I'm not having another cup of coffee right now. This one has a Midway mail-in entry form. Let's just take a quick look at this bad boy before we read the manual itself. This is from when Midway was at 10,755 Scripps Parkway, Suite 615 in San Diego. So if anyone is in San Diego, feel free to swing on by 10,755 Scripps Poway Parkway, Suite 615. See if you can pick up any midway merch for me. How'd you hear about the game? The ads. You know, there's what systems do you own? Anything interesting here? Nope. It's lots of systems. The Wii. Listen to this. At this point, you could have, by the time this game came out, you could have very realistically been playing a contemporary system as Game Boy Advance, GameCube, DS, Wii, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PSP, Xbox or Xbox 360 or a PC. This is there's a heck of a lot of gaming going on at this age. At this stage, excuse me. At this age too, when I was around this age, although I wasn't playing, no, I was just saying that I wasn't playing quite as much. I was missing out. Luckily, Stranglehold brought me back into the fold. What websites do you visit? GameSpot, IGN, OneUp, Games Radar, GameSpy, MySpace, YouTube, AOL, Yahoo, ESPN, Shockwave, or Atom Films? Think the answer to that is yes. So we'll go ahead and read. Do a little bit of reading. Um, this is a thick manual, so this might be kind of long. You can go to register.midway.com if you don't want to send this through snail mail. If you want to send it through electronic mail, enter your game access code, which I'm going to tell you right now is 0809 for this copy. Don't steal it. You will get exclusive items and receive one of these exclusive items: hints, cheat codes, wallpapers. I don't know if that means that you only get one, but I hope you get the wallpapers. Um, oh boy. Introduction is on page 3. The cast is from pages 4 through 9. So introduction. Oh yeah, look, you got a pigeon. You got that guy right there, a dove, a pigeon. I don't remember what I'm talking about. You got a dove right there. Um, Pigeons, doves, they look similar to me. Filmmaker, film director, I'm just using words that aren't there. Film director John Woo set a new standard for action movies in 1992 with Hard Boiled. Stranglehold continues the story of Inspector Tequila Yen, played by Chow Yun Fat in the classic Hong Kong action film, and reunites the director and his signature actor. Stranglehold captures the John Woo style of over the top action by combining his iconic use of slow motion gun ballet, extreme visual effects, surprise standoffs, symbolic doves, and a storyline that highlights his favorite themes of loyalty, betrayal, and sacrifice, all set within a world built for massive destruction, in quotes, and capitalized. A special thanks from the entire Stranglehold team to John Woo for lending his creative vision, cinematic expertise, and inspiration in the creation of Stranglehold. And thanks to Chow Yun Fat for creating one of the most iconic action characters in movie history. I'm going to pause right there, and I am just going to add a quick hell yeah to that. That is absolutely true, every word of that. And reading that actually got me super excited to play this game. Like, I read that and I was like, yes, this is awesome. Um, this game is so good. It's so good. Stranglehold, this is the story now. The Dragon Claw. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna sit back. Sorry. Harris points out that he did like this game because you could shoot people in the ding ding, and that is true. And that is true. You could and you should. I think they are bad guys and they need to be taught a lesson. Stranglehold the Dragon Claw, the most powerful triad gang in Hong Kong, is being threatened by a young upstart gang looking to overtake the long established business that has belonged to Mr. James Wong for almost 30 years. Wong's connections with the Hong Kong police has him seeking the assistance of a hard boiled veteran, Inspector Tequila Yen, in a search for Wong's kidnapped daughter and granddaughter. Tequila, with his own style of getting things done, I think that means shooting, and haunted by his past relationship with Wong, battles his way from the alleys of Kowloon to the upscale high rises of Chicago. High rises of Chicago. High raises. As he gets caught in the crossfire that erupts over the control of Hong Kong's lucrative heroin trade. Starring Chow Yun Fat as Tequila. Tequila Yen is a veteran Hong Kong cop whose no nonsense approach to bringing down criminals has earned him both fame and notoriety within law enforcement and the criminal underworld. Tequila's rogue tactics are a stuff of legend. There's a typo. There's no apostrophe in Tequila, so bit of feedback there. Um, I'll send that feedback to 1075 Scripps Poway Parkway, Suite 615 in San Diego. I'll just remember that. Tequila's rogue tactics are the stuff of legend, but always result in the same thing: the job gets done. Of course, his improvisational, instinct based approach to police work has made him some enemies along the way. As Tequila sees it, the enemies he has made both on and off the force are merely casualties of effective police work. I'm a little worried about Tequila's politics. Tequila wields dual pistols, which he uses to deadly effect in gunfights, is well versed in multiple firearms, and feels comfortable using anything from automatics, heavy machine guns, to rocket launchers. His cool demeanor allows for a steady hand and an incredible, unrivaled aim with any weapon. Tequila's signature fighting style is called gun ballet, where he combines diving through the air with table slides and other exotic moves that allow him to interact with the world, like running up banisters or swinging from chandeliers. There's a part in the game where you're like in a restaurant, and I remember there being the chandelier in the middle of it, and I love just swinging back and forth over it and like slow mo shooting guys. God, this game is so good. Tequila has cat like reflexes and an uncanny ability to know where his enemies are at all times. His speed and agility create an illusion called tequila time, the ability to react so quickly to a situation that it seems like his enemies are in slow motion. His experience in the Hong Kong police force gives him the ability to think like a criminal, and his guanxi, or connections, get him into places other cops can't reach. All right. Uh, I'm going to be honest. I was a little worried about Tequila's politics. I think I'm going to be worried about everybody's politics in this game. Captain Ed Lee. This is the cast. So now we get the cast. Next thing that I'm going to do with this stream is I am going to gun ballet is progressive. It's the power of dance, and that expression, self-expression. So he's just expressing in a different way than I am used to. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to find a way to get a camera that I can put over here to actually show pictures. I know I've said that a number of times before, but I would actually really like to do it. My finger is still painted from the a few weeks ago when my daughter's painted my fingernail, just the one. We're gonna read first about Captain Ed Lee. I'm gonna get a document camera. Thank you, a document camera. I should get one of those old projectors that they had in school, where it's like the big glass pane, and you put it on there, and then they project it on the wall. I'll do that, and then I'll have a camera pointed at that, and then I'll do it that way. That sounds pretty good. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, Captain Ed Lee. Um, oh yes, by the way, just as a quick note in chat, Gameism was the animation designer on the game, and I want to say thank you for this. It is a beautiful looking game. Moves look amazing. Everything in here is so cool. The primary mocap talent for nearly 100% of Tequila's in-game animations and a very large percent of the enemies. He says he's a farm to table animation designer. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for coming in. Sincerely, genuinely, I love this game so much. This is so cool. So yes, so again, part of the reason this game works so well is because of the characters' reactions, the movement, everything about it feels fluid and like real, but heightened. It's truly wonderful. So thank you for coming and thank you for sharing. Captain Ed Lee. To describe Captain Ed Lee as by the book is to undersell the extent to which the rules govern his professional life. Uh, he's a tightwad. He's a tightwad. Captain Ed Tightwad Lee. It's more apt to say that Lee is the perfect embodiment of the book. He's not just by the book; he is the book. From his haircut with the sideburns that have never dipped below mid-ear in length, to the speed which is rarely to his speech, excuse me, which is rarely revealing of emotion, to the high shine of his wingtips. What a square. Lee believes an unyielding adherence to procedure is the hallmark of effective police work, and it provides the foundation upon which crime fighting gains its traction against criminals. Hmm? A man of extreme seriousness, Lee rarely smiles, believing that complacency is the gateway to sloth. Although most of the officers in his division consider him a bit extreme, he does elicit their grudging respect. Lee has an astonishing ability to depersonalize all of his professional relationships. He's not averse to demoting or even firing officers with whom he has long standing professional ties. Captain Ed Lee, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough guy. We got Jerry Ying. A member of the Hong Kong PD Undercover Drug Task Force, Jerry possesses a strong sense of duty. It's not, however, a sense of duty accompanied by a strong sense of right versus wrong. Jerry believes fulfilling one's duty, whatever that may be, is the only quantifiable end and therefore the only one worth pursuing. Notions of right and wrong are mere conventions tending only to cloud one's judgment and get in the way of completing a given task. These are some hard boiled cops. Jerry's decidedly amoral. I think that they need to do a review of the police force, though. I'm going to be frank. Jerry's decidedly amoral stance on all matters was developed over the years in the of all matters was developed over the years in the course of his undercover work, as he had repeatedly been called upon to tread the line between so-called right and wrong. Eventually, that line disappeared for Jerry, and he adopted a nihilistic bent, the dominant characteristic of his personality. Jerry rarely looks anyone in the eye while speaking, a trait that makes him seem more disinterested and hyper cool than distrustful. Despite his somewhat standoffish quirk, Jerry does have the ability to instill trust in those around him. Then you've got James Wong. James Wong is the son of a prominent Hong Kong family whose lineage is traceable to a period just after the rise of the Ming Dynasty. During that period, the Wongs were military men, commanders in the Chinese Navy. Some also had held mid-level positions. Some also held mid Nope, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. Some also held mid-level positions in the government, mostly in the judiciary. And that was real tough for me. James Wong is now the ostensible head of Wong's Shipping, a well-regarded institution within the Hong Kong business community for generations. He is known more by reputation than anything else, a reputation engendering both respect and fear. His disdain of attention, of course, is due to the numerous illicit activities in which his company is involved: drugs, gun running, and gambling. Wong oversees these endeavors in his capacity as head of the Dragonclaw Triad, for which the shipping business is merely a front. James. Wong is bullheaded, decisive, and never admits to error. You can sort of see from these character bios how things tend to escalate towards violence fairly regularly. Uh, I just think some communication and some clarity could be of use here. Depang is the personal bodyguard for James Wong. A true loner, Depang has an inner rage built on years of cruel and inhumane treatment from his youth in the sweatshops of Taiwan and never hesitates to use it against his enemies. He communicates mostly through his actions and speaks only when spoken to. Wong and Depang share a closeness based on mutual respect, and Wong considers Depang a family member, even more so since the death of his son Johnny. Depang's undivided loyalty to Wong stems from his appreciation for the new life that Wong has afforded him, and uses the teachings from his sumo years to focus all of his energy on the role as a bodyguard. Depang considers himself the ultimate predator, and continually refines his combat skills through his passion for bow hunting because of the challenge it presents and his belief that guns are for business. Uh, I think he's going to be in for a rude awakening when he hangs out in Tequila Time. Um, Damon Zakharov. We're still going. We got we're still going. Oh my god! And then there's the enemy factions as well. I got to pick up the pace. I got to pick up the pace. Yeah, guns not just for business anymore. Now they're for tequila. Um, Damon Zakharov came of age in a period when the USSR went from world power to third world in what seemed like an overnight transition. It was a period that delivered a tremendous blow to the pride of Soviet loyalists, among whom Damon counted himself. Cold War stuff. Although Damon seeks to downplay his Soviet background, it nevertheless remains his most significant formative influence upon who he is. He runs this organization. He runs his organization in a steel fisted manner more befitting of a former Soviet military man than the sophisticate he pretends to be. His knowledge of firearms and hand to hand combat techniques far surpass his knowledge of art and wine. Uh, okay, so he's kind of a bore. Aside from his extensive art collection, so he has an extensive art collection, but he is not. He doesn't have good taste. Aside from his extensive art collection, his true prized possession is a rare collector's edition gold-plated Matador pistol. Damon has an unusually high threshold for pain, which is matched only by his ability to inflict it. He is surprisingly athletic. He likes to punch, likes to feel bones cracking, teeth loosening, but restrains this impulse as it contradicts the cool and sophisticated exterior he tries to maintain. Damon is a scary dude. Then we got Vladimir Zakharov. Vladimir Zakharov came of age in the Ukraine during the period of Soviet demise and easily adapted to the upheaval and chaos that surrounded him. Exposed at an early age to the crime-ridden streets in and around Odessa, Vladimir was earning good money as an enforcer for several low-level gangs by the time he was 14. Unlike his brother Damon, Vladimir Zakharov unashamedly acknowledges his Soviet heritage. This embracing of his background has little to do with any genuine Soviet pride, however, but is largely in response to Damon's disavowal of the same. He's a reactionary. Vladimir often speaks to his brother in Russian, which, much to Vlad's delight, invariably raises Damon's ire. What Vlad lacks in intelligence, he makes up for in brute force. Never through reason will Vlad win an argument. I cannot read. Give me. I need to wipe my memory for a quick second. Hold on. Huh. God, I feel so much better. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go back. Oh, perfect. Okay, I had to take a quick break. Thank you everybody for sticking with me. Vlad has the ability to rouse ill will even among the most tolerant of individuals, which has taught him to choose a layer of body armor on a daily basis as extra insurance. Young Gi. Young Gi started life in abject poverty in a bloating village, raised by a single mother addicted to opium. His elderly grandparents took him at age 3, and his new life in the slums of Kowloon began to shape his personality. He started stealing when he was 5 out of necessity purely as a means of survival. Although he's now 34, he's only 34. This dude, this guy's not 34. He's at least 43. Although he's now 34, he still believes criminal activity is his sole means of survival. He now believes that every day he spent outside the grave since his 18th birthday has been bonus time, and he seeks to maximize that time to its fullest. Given his peculiar worldview, he has a reckless, ready to die attitude, which is the hallmark of his gang, the Golden Cane. Young possesses the supreme confidence and charisma of an individual who is utterly comfortable in his skin. He considers himself a local celebrity and has used his dirty money to build a legitimate entertainment gold mine in the middle of Victoria Harbor, the mega restaurant and casino. He has the ability to make even strangers feel like his friend. I like him. He seems cool. Tai Lok. Lok has known Young since they were kids and is one of the original Golden Cane. 1 year older than Young, Lok was actually with the future GK leader when he committed his first crime, shoplifting 3 apples from a blind fruit vendor. Lok, a sociopath to his core, has adopted the reckless Golden Cane methodology and carried it to its logical and dangerous extremes. He is the embodiment of the GK way, daring, brazen, and ruthless. He's ill tempered and never smiles or laughs. Having been with the GK from the start, he feels it is as much his gang as it is Young's. However, Ty lacks the charisma and people skills of the Kane's leader and will never be anything more than a high ranking hitman. Take that, Ty Loke. Then we've got Billy Wong. Having grown up in the shadow of Dragonclaw, here, can you see? Who can see? Billy Wong. Having grown up in the shadow of Dragonclaw, the notorious Hong Kong triad run by her father, James Wong, Billy learned early to keep a low profile. Although she was given all she ever needed, her childhood was extremely sheltered, marked by the presence of bodyguards and the looming threat of violence that necessarily accompanies a life lived in the orbit of an underworld giant. Due to these extreme conditions in her formative years, Billy is ever cautious and distrustful of the outside world and has no close friends. Despite this, she does retain an unyielding sense of optimism with respect to her future, which she sees embodied in her daughter Teko, for whom she has tried creating a normal life. Good luck with that. Billy's uncommonly strong will and fearlessness were the 2 most useful traits she inherited from her father. Which brings us to Teko. Teko was born in San Francisco. That's pretty cool. Local connection for the show. Teko was born in San Francisco and for her first 9 years shuttled up and down the West Coast, making spots in Seattle, Arcata, and Los Angeles. You don't get Arcata called out too often in a video game manual, but I like it. And in Los Angeles, as her mother, Billy, sought to make a life for them out of scratch. Teko is a bit of a loner by choice. Her serious and somewhat dour personality relates to an upbringing in which the threat of danger was a near constant looming presence. It sort of sounds like Billy's efforts to give her a normal life have been unsuccessful, largely. Um, quietly confident, Teko is soft spoken, a trait which should not be confused with meekness. Teko practices Zen meditation techniques and remains unflappable under pressure. We got Let me take a quick look because we have the enemy factions, but I want to see if there's anything else that I need to be on the lookout for as I need to go to a meeting after this. I'm going to tell you something here. Tells you a lot about environmental interactions. I will read the enemy factions, but look at all the different environmental interactions that you can do in this game. Look at all the cool stuff you can do with your guns, laser trip mines, vehicles, all sorts of good stuff. There we go. Gamism says that the Mega restaurant was based directly off the Jumbo Kingdom, which no longer exists. That is pretty cool. Yeah, one day, if you're up for it, I would love to hear every bit of information that you've got from the making of this game because I think it's fascinating. There's a link for folks who want to see in there about the Jumbo Kingdom restaurant, which no longer exists. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, you got all sorts of stuff. You got a guitar case. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Guitar cases have ammo in them and first aid. You get origami cranes as pickups to increase your health. I'm gonna tell you what, you gotta go, you gotta go, gotta go play this game. It's very good. Um, and this is why manuals were so exciting to me in part, is not just to impart information or just to tell a story. Um, it's to kind of get you stoked for the game that you just got, right? Like I feel like looking through this, I've played this game a bunch. It has been a little bit, but I played this game a bunch and I love it. But reading through this, I'm just looking at some like, yeah, table slides look cool, rolling carts, zip lines, wall springs, like shooting neon signs. It's just very exciting. So let's read about the enemy factions before we go. And again, once we sync up to make sure that we all have our blast core rank decisions, we'll also sync up and follow through on any last thoughts on Stranglehold. So we can all sync up about when we buy a copy of this game and do a big async playtest is what I would like to do. Dragon Claw, the Dragon Claw Triad. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I just want to play the game. Um, Dragon Claw. No, don't be sorry, Gameism. The video game manual story time with Gameism is exactly what I want. This is ideal. Like this is perfect. So thank you for this. Um, and thank you everybody in the chat too for like chatting and talking and doing stuff. This is super. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm just gonna say I'm having a lot of fun right now. The Dragonclaw Triad is one of the most storied in all of Hong Kong's underworld. Conceived at the time of the Opium Wars in the 19th century, Dragonclaw was founded by Xie Wang as a legitimate means of defending the family's shipping business and warehouses against the invading British. It was during the second of these wars, however, when Dragonclaw became less of a legitimate commercial entity and began asserting itself with the objective of taking control of China's narcotic trades. Um, you see, you grow old enough to see yourself become the villain. With the rich tradition and adherence to the old codes based on honor and loyalty, members of Dragonclaw consider themselves the royalty of Hong Kong's underworld. Golden Cane. Starting as a ragtag group of slum kids in Kowloon, GK's initial purpose was pure survival. Led by a 12-year-old named Young Gi, the Kane began their criminal endeavors by going on merchant raids throughout the city, swarming vendors at the end of a business day, taking everything in sight, and escaping in a wake of chaos. My kids kind of do that when it's dessert time. To the GK, the notion of honor, as defined by Mr. Wong's Dragonclaw, is regarded as decidedly old school and an impediment to advancement. With such diametrically opposed approaches of doing business, a clash between the GK and Dragonclaw is certain to go down as one of Hong Kong's most violent gang wars in recent memory. Zakharov Syndicate says, um, okay, sorry. Zakharov Syndicate says, I got a thing on chat that I was confused about. Sorry, this is what I was doing. I got a thing on chat that I was confused about. Um, Psycho Thasali, thank you for coming in and joining. Congrats on 100%ing Neon White, by the way. That's not easy. Um, I wanted to say I was just looking, and there's a little like eye icon with a cross through it on stream on Twitch chat, and I guess that means that they are not watching. So that's news for me. Anyway, I'm learning as I go. Um, Probably doesn't mean anything to anybody seeing this. Does the chat not show up in the stream video anymore? That's a question I've got. It used to show up when I was using Twitch, the Twitch streaming app. It would show up there. It looks like right now it doesn't. So if when I put this up on the video on demand on the YouTubes, that might not be in there. Okay, it doesn't. I'll have to fix that for the future. The work is never done. I thought I had this all locked down when I was able to move from scene to scene. Um, you can pop it up in OBS. I've got the chat like on the side. Yeah, I need a layout thing. I need to work on this a little. I also need to figure out how to make my voice do the cool God voice for when I have a dramatic phrase to read. But that's for we can have a follow-up sync about this. The Zakharov Syndicate. The Zakharov crime family began in the early 80s as two brothers, Boris and Viktor Zakharov, started buying commercial real estate in the less desirable areas of Chicago. They later set up an elaborate immigration scheme involving sweatshops and tenement housing. By the end of the decade, the brothers saw an opportunity in the burgeoning crack cocaine market and scoured the former Soviet Union for hardcore criminals that could assist in tapping the lucrative revenue stream. These guys sound like real assholes. It was around this time that the brothers' nephew, Damon Zakharov, came to Chicago to oversee this element of the business. Boris and Victor were eventually slain in an unsolved gangland shooting. Damon immediately assumed control of the business. Oh, I think I know who did it, and was later joined by his brother, Vladimir. Imperial Nines. The Imperial Nines are an old Dragonclaw rival. At one time, the Nines ruled a good portion of Hong Kong and fought numerous battles with Dragonclaw for control of Hong Kong's narcotics trade. Upon their final defeat in the 1930s, the Nineteens were folded into the Dragonclaw organization. Since then, the Nineteens have remained largely autonomous, a largely autonomous entity, and have been used by Dragonclaw as additional muscle when needed. With highly skilled fighters in both hand to hand and weapons based fighting, the Nineteens are a small group, but they're considered the most dangerous hitmen in China. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Psycho That's All says my name is Zakar. Just call me Zach. If you're cool with that, if you're cool with that, I will absolutely do that. I always want to make sure that I'm being mindful of using folks' preferred nomenclature on the preferred appellation on the stream. So that is the end of the story and the beginning of your new life as somebody who is going to go out and play some Stranglehold on the Xbox 360. Um, you got weapons. You got connecting to Xbox Live. All of this stuff is worth checking out, but it's just the Thor MRM missile system is a lightweight portable device capable of traveling great distances with extreme accuracy to its target. It delivers a devastating explosive punch. Yep, the Ursa Pump action shotgun is the ultimate close quarters skirmish weapon. Its powerful blast can topple even the toughest of foes. Its slower refire rate and limited range capability are its only weaknesses. So you got a lot of information in there. You got health packs, origami cranes, as I said earlier. Um, you got bombs, star awards. Kills in Stranglehold are rated in stars. Perform a standard kill, and you'll only get 1 star. Perform a wildly stylish kill by using interactions, and you could earn 5 stars. This is handled very well in the game. Genuinely, it does make you want to do cooler, crazier stuff. Stars can be stacked together into chains of combination attacks. See how high you can stack the star counter. If you want to go on to Xbox Live, you can play anyone and anywhere, everyone, anywhere, anytime on Xbox Live. Build your profile, your gamer card. I hope you've got your gamer card all built and ready to go. You can play online. You could play online. I actually never played the online mode, so I should do that. And if you want, available now on 2 disc Ultimate Edition DVD, you get Hard Boiled. So go buy it. Go buy Hard Boiled on DVD. It is a phenomenal movie. I kind of want this on tape. I kind of want this on tape on VHS. And then when you're done, you can come and pick up Black Site Area 51 coming fall of 2007. So that's it. I do have one bit of criticism for the Stranglehold manual. I think you might know what it is, as we've done this before. There is no credits. There are no credits at the end. So if ever they remake it and they remake the manual as well, let's get those credits in there because this game and every game is made by people who work their asses off to do cool stuff. And in this instance, we got to talk with one of them today. So thank you, Gamism, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This was a lot of fun. If this new time works for folks, I'll keep it. If it doesn't work for folks, maybe we can do something else. I don't know. But thank you for joining. Thank you for hanging out. Wait, no, I forgot. Hold on. I have to do this is important. Oh, welcome back. I had to make sure that we went back to the original. The original. This is now we're just chatting. So thanks everybody. Have a good time. Have a great day. Have an awesome Wednesday, and see you all around. I guess I got to come up with a thing to say goodbye. Bye. Okay. Bye everybody. Bye. Stop streaming.